Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, Ripple's ties to it. I had a lot of information I wanted to talk about in the last Great Reset video I did, and I figured it's the weekend, I'll do another one. So World Economic Forum accelerates plan to engineer global famine. 13 nations agree to abolish farming. Now, right away, people will say, that's only going to happen overseas. It's never going to happen in the U.S. But we see right here. The nations signing on to this pledge to transform their foreign policies are the United States, Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Burkina Faso, Chile, Czech Republic, Ecuador, Germany, Panama, Peru, and Spain. And I'm sure other countries will get involved in this as well. You know, the bad thing about this is if you control the farms, you control the food. That's why I always said I have a hell of a lot of respect for farmers because they supply every one of us with food. And the World Economic Forum has their way, we will be eating bugs in the future. I can't believe we are allowing these psychopaths to have a say in anything. World Economic Forum bans natural conception. All babies must be lab grown by 2030. Now they're playing God. You know what sets us apart from everything else in the world is we have a soul. Anything that's grown in a lab will not have a soul. It will be an evil clone of something else, most likely Klaus Schwab. But again, this is absolutely satanic, in my opinion. And anything that doesn't have a soul is pure evil. That's the way I look at it. Democratic presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has promised to destroy the evil World Economic Forum if he becomes president. Let me know your views in the comment section down below on Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Because here's my views. You know, he's pro everything. I'm pro right now. I want to take down the World Economic Forum and the capitalist and all these elitists that are so hypocritical. At the same time, he seems very pro crypto. But I've learned from the past. You vote for somebody because they talk great and they have a great plan, but then they get to Washington and nothing happens. What's your views on this? How Paris plans to become less noisy. So it looks like the World Economic Forum also hates noise all of a sudden. And now the 15-minute cities we know aren't going to involve cars in the future. This is something else we need to fight back against early on. It starts with a few plans to change a few roads in your town, and before you know it, you're living in a 15-minute city. It has to be stopped. Beware the useful idiots. You thought the World Economic Forum had come up with new plans. Think again. This has been going on for a while. Now, I'm going to talk about each one of these, and it seems like we're already victims of a lot of it. So healthcare. Control healthcare and you control the people. That's why I always said if your crypto is tied to healthcare, that is absolutely massive. That industry is huge. Poverty. Increase the poverty level as high as possible. Poor people are easy to control and will not fight back if you are providing everything for them to live. That's why people are going to love universal basic income. Debt. Increase the debt to an unsustainable level. That way you are able to increase taxes, and this will produce more poverty. That's what's going on right now with inflation, and it's going to get far worse before it gets better. Gun control. Remove the ability to defend themselves from the government. That way you are able to create a police state. Now, guns, I'm 100% in favor of, and here's why. Because they want to take the guns off of me and you, law-abiding citizens. But yet criminals will have guns in the future. How would you ever be able to protect yourself? Welfare. Take control of every aspect of their lives, food, housing, and income. Again, welfare and universal basic income is the same exact thing. Education. Take control of what people read and listen to. Take control of what children learn in school. We see that happening right now all throughout the world. And, that's going to continue to amp up as well. Class warfare. So divide the people into wealthy and the poor. This will cause more discontent, and it will be easier to tax the wealthy with the support of the poor. And we see that happen all the time as well. Also, we're starting to see something different now. Debt jubilees, where they take from the rich and give to the poor. Distribution of wealth. That's not good either. Now, this guy talks about taxes, and I need you to hear this because this seems like he makes a lot of great points. Take a listen.
Isn't theft, then why can't people counterfeit money? If they can just print money, why do we pay taxes? Wow. Inflation is not theft, and we can just print money, and we don't have enough money. We can just print more money and give everyone that doesn't have enough money. Why don't we just do that instead of paying taxes? Inflation is legal counterfeiting. Counterfeiting is criminal inflation. So central banking is a coordinated currency counterfeiting cartel that runs the world. It's a band-aid. You know what Milton Friedman said about inflation is that it's just like alcoholism. The good effects come early, right? You print the money, you have the drink, you feel good. The hangover comes later. The same is true of inflation. Every time the crisis comes, you have to print exponentially more money because there are exponentially more liabilities in the system from the last round of printing. And so this is why it's unsustainable, and this is why it always culminates in hyperinflation. Because the central bank has not only the precedent, but also the incentive to continue printing the money until the currency hyperinflates into worthlessness.
And that's exactly what's going on right now. They're creating situations where they have to print more money. They always need more money. And then all of a sudden, inflation gets out of control and it prices people out. We are in a situation right now in the United States that I see as this. It's the survival of the fittest. The people that got skills are still doing okay, but the people that didn't really have any skills, they're becoming homeless. They're getting priced out of everything. Housing, clothes, anything, basic necessities. They're being priced out. And now they're bringing taxes even higher all the time to price more people out. Then more people end up out on the street. That's the cycle we are living in right now. And taxes are the key to them keeping power over you. And this all comes from the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, all government leaders without one exception, all members of the WHO, all members of the World Economic Forum, Pfizer, Moderna, the royal family, George Soros, Kissinger, the Pope, the Clintons, and Disney for killing the Star Wars franchise, LOL. I had to read that one. But it's true. These are very evil people. And they got power over us. And, if we took the power away from them, things can turn around very quick. And, it starts with the money. The jig is up, you bunch of psychopathic megalomaniacs. We don't want a new vaccine for new threats in 100 days. Take a listen to this, because now they're coming up with a new vaccine as well.
I think the World Economic Forum, again, is showing prescience and leadership. They have, with the U.S. National Academy of Medicine, Victor Zhao, and CEPI, set up a regional vaccine manufacturing collaborative to develop a framework for regions that want to expand their vaccine manufacturing capacity. And we'll have a closed-door meeting later today to talk about how that framework can be improved and then shared with regions that are interested in increasing their manufacturing capacity. And Minister Moreno, I think, might want to talk about that a little bit later. But the other root cause of the inequity was scarcity. Where there is scarcity, there will be inequity. And that's the driver of the 100 Days mission. This is CEPI's goal that we've articulated, which has now been embraced by the G7 and G20, to accelerate vaccine development even over and above what was achieved in 2020.
Now, why do we need more vaccines? These people, when they talk, they always talk like they're above you, like they know more than you. In fact, they know nothing. All they do is control the world through vaccines and through money. Ripple Pay ID, Accenture, World Economic Forum. Digital Identity Confirmation, Accenture mentions Pay ID. Accenture, World Economic Forum, unlocking digital identity. Ripple mentioned at the bottom of the page, unlocking the potential of digital identity for secure and seamless travel. You know, Ripple is at the heart of all of this, and it still is not going to make me sell my XRP, because I still look at XRP as that one thing we have that we can become rich from before it's too late. But I do have to point out the fact that Ripple is at the heart of a lot of things, including digital ID, which I think that's the absolute worst thing that anybody is going to have in the future, because they can control every aspect of your life. If Ripple and Stellar Org are World Economic Forum partners, I guess they aren't really in competition. They never were in competition. Ripple's going to move the bank money. Stellar's going to move the person-to-person money, person to government, person to car payments, to mortgage payments. Whatever payments a person makes on a daily basis is going to be tied to XLM. But you know, whenever somebody tells you to sell your XRP, they should be telling you to sell your XLM, your HBAR, your Algo, your QNT, your Casper, because all of these cryptocurrencies are ISO coins, and somehow, some way, they're tied back to the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum is looking at Ripple's native currency, XRP, as the most relevant cryptocurrency in the emerging central bank digital currency, CBDC space. Think about that. It's the most relevant out of all of it. That's why you need to keep holding it, because that's your one chance. And I can't stress that enough. You know, when I talk about Ripple being tied to the World Economic Forum, I'm not fudding around it. I'm pointing out the fact that Ripple is going after the money. You know, wherever the money is, you can see Ripple attached to it. It's starting to become more and more clear every single day. So now this shows you how we're headed to a cashless society. Take a look at this from a local Aldi's over in London.
So look at this. You're in London, you're on a business trip, you're staying in Greenwich, and you want to buy some food. So you go into the local Aldi's, like this one, and you think, I'm going to go in here and buy some food so that I can feed myself. And then you approach the barrier, and look, you can't even get in the shop without having a QR code to scan here or to scan here, and then you can go in and buy things. Now this looks to me like the beginning stages of the digital prison that we keep talking about.
Because it is the beginning of the digital prison through digital ID. Next, it'll be tied to social credit score. And this is going to expand all throughout the world very fast. Once one company starts doing it, another company will start doing it, and so on and so forth, like a domino effect. Only a fool can be happy to show off a pass for things he used to do without a pass. And that's true. You know, if you're so used to going in a store without showing anything, and then all of a sudden they want you to start showing something, you need to resist against that before it's too late, before they start to enforce it. But, you know, we are so divided here in the United States that you're always going to have a group of people that will go along with whatever the government says. And that's what's really horrible about it. You have one group of people with eyes open, see everything, see it clear as day, what's coming, and a whole bunch of other people that are blind to it, that see it as a benefit to them somehow, some way. Like I always said, people will jump for joy over universal basic income till they realize that things that they want to buy, they can no longer buy. Then there's this. Project Bluebeam is about to begin. The alien invasion hoax is happening. Popcorn time. UFO sightings have recently increased up over 500%. Department of Defense all of a sudden streamrolling through alien UFO disclosure. 10-foot alien spotted in Mexican's backyard in Vegas. Intel community leaders had a meeting at Wright-Patterson, AFB, rumored to be the location of several captured UFOs. Five Eyes UFO briefing. And you know, that's how they're going to keep everyone distracted while they roll out the prison system. While people are over here looking at aliens, they're going to be rolling out CBDCs. While people are looking at aliens, they're going to be rolling out digital IDs and social credit scores. You need to wake the hell up because everything is moving very fast right now. You know, everybody talks about 2025. That's not that far away. You know, people talk about it like it's years down the road. It's literally 18 months. Think about it like that. And, you know, you've been holding your XRP for a long period of time, and I think we're about to see what's going to come of our XRP finally. I think a lot of us are going to get very, very rich. People that get shaken out, they will become poor and end up on the universal basic income. But you got to keep stacking it while you still can at these low, low prices. You got to stay positive. You got to stay patient, and you got to stay in the game. Because the second you leave the game is the second you will lose. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.